Hello everyone, and welcome to a lovely Tuesday night rendition of AM2 Contest to Speed Action. This week we're coming to you from a new track in a new country. It is Autodromo Internacional de Algarve, better known as Portimao, for all of my friends and viewers out there. I'm Kid and Petter, as always, joined alongside by Andy Woo. Andy
Howdy.
Woo! Great track, love this place.
Yeah, fantastic. Moving up and down like a roller coaster, or whatever Lando Norris said when he was racing here. Yeah, I mean, fantastic track. Little tricky though, so I'd love to see these AMP guys tackle it. But other than track limits, nothing to complain about.
Speaking of tackling, Kano J. Loft is a security guard, and he tackles homeless people quite often when they're not stabbing him in the side with pins and other small sharp objects. He has gone P6. Currently, the leader of the pack is Mitch Burns. He has set the fastest lap so far, 17.2, nearly 2.5 tenths clear of DK Nortec in P2. Funnily enough, those are the top two in tonight's version of Cost Bets. Mitch Burns coming in at a plus 200 and DK at a plus 250. Get your bets in order. We'll run through the rest of these, I guess, right now, because no one's really on a hot lap at the moment. Electric plus 300, Game Boy plus 300, ZX plus 600, Racing Fan plus 800, Buffalo Mitch plus 650, or 600, excuse me, Porridge plus 1,000. The field is at plus 2,000. So if you guys want to get your bets in, we pay in Shiba Coin.
Yeah, I don't know who I don't think there is just an out and out favorite, with the exception of Mitch Burns. And I hate to bet on the favorite, so I think I'm gonna pass this week.
You might, it's definitely the safe pick. First race here in Contest of Speed for any of these guys, except for maybe Electric. I think he might have raced EU4 yesterday. But no Vamu Nubel, the second place in the championship. Mitch has a pretty big opportunity here with, 8 or 9 races to go, to really just about put a bow on everything just in time for the holiday season. But right now, who won last week, you are asking? It was actually DK. Used P2. Electric won 2 weeks ago, am I right? And he is in, currently, coming across the line right here up into P2. 17.485 for the always excitable Electric Blade.
Yeah, he really is just a man to show all his emotions off on the racetrack.
He is an emotional guy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we are missing the underdog in this championship fight. Mitch Burns can almost make it a 3-race cushion to the guy in second place. And we want close fights here in AM2, like there is from everywhere else but first.
It's true. It is true. Brand new guy, new driver alert. Burm, 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 the reggae horns. It's Jay Famsey. Asked him if he wanted me to say anything about him. He's only done 2 league races in the past calendar year. And he's Australian, so fun facts about Jay Famsey. We'll see how he gets on this evening. A not so new face is Dan, who's currently in P12 in the pits.
Old face, actually.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty old face. Long in the tooth is Dan. Looking for some sort of result here in AM2. Currently P7 in the EU3 standings with 1 podium. It looks Gordito is out on mediums. Luckily, we were able to get Gordito in. I was unaware that we had a full grid, so shout out to the drivers once again for populating this to the maximum. But Gordito was able to get in last second, so we had to kick P-Dog Peyton out of the booth. And yeah, I guess we'll see what he can do. I'll run through the Drivers' Championship as it stands. I've removed the active drivers, the inactive drivers, which you'll see on the website. Mitch currently 229, 4 wins and 9 podiums, by far the most consistent driver so far this season, Vamu with 164, he's in P2. DK in P3, catching Vamu, only 5 points behind now with his win last week. Electric in P4, a little bit further down, 114 points for him. Elite Game Boy off a podium last week is in P5. Porridge in P6. VTech, the People's Champ, in P7. Gordito, wait, hold on. Clay is in P8. Gordito's P9, Motors P10, Arkaka 11th, Kano 12th, Gru 13th, Mitch 14th, ZX 15th, RJP 16th, Elliot 17th, and Ray is in 18th. And we're praying for Ray's cat tonight.
Yeah. Had an emergency call out taking his cat to the ER, so we pray for kitty lives here in Contest of Speed.
Yeah, we respect cats.
We do. One thing we also respect is VTech and Clayfunk retiring every race this season in qualifying.
Ooh, we don't respect ZX losing it there. Thought we were about to catch a DNF. Luckily, all four corners are on that car for ZX. He gets back onto track. Very spicy tires. See here.
He has the motor behind him on a in-lap, so no worries for him trying to get back to the pits.
Worries for him. One of the tricky things about this that I didn't really think of until just now is that typically you're so used to seeing the same tracks over and over again that you can just kind of quickly flip through everyone and see where they are on track in relative to everyone else. This is a lot different because everything kind of looks the same because everything's either up or on top or down a hill. So I'm not really sure who's where on track at any given moment.
I think
this is RJP. DK already crossed the line. He's back up into P2. Mitch is on a 16.8 on his second hot lap. RJP been qualifying very impressively. The races have not been impressive. He's going to jolt down the line here. P2 for RJP. Really strong lap. 117.057 is his time. We'll have to see if he can translate that into actual race pace. Only 13 points through 8 races so far this season for RJP.
Good. That's one half of the bottom of the constructors championship with AlphaTauri. Not been a good season for him.
You mentioned the constructors championship though, but boy is it hot up top. Very hot up top. Only 40 points, separate the top 5 teams. Alpine on 240, Aston Martin on 228, Ferrari on 225, Red Bull on 213, and Haas on 200. So that is all still to play for here with a subsequent amount of time left in this season, although it is getting itchy bum time, I believe, is the way the kids say it. It is getting pretty tight towards the end. Maddie Rabo says hi. Hello, Maddie. Just checking in before I go to bed. Hope for a good stream and race. You know it's always a good stream with us, especially with the amount of Busch Lights I drink. My stream is always strong.
It's always hot and streamy in here.
I always have a very good stream. Electric shaves about a 10th off his time, but he's still back there in P3. Oh, actually, he did jump DK. So these guys are just playing leapfrog. Arkaka is out on mediums.
A good lap from Shelly in P5.
Shelly's got some pace.
Re-debut, I guess, had a catastrophic time. His first time.
Yeah, I believe it was in Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to remember that Shelly. New Shelly out here qualifying provisionally in P5. He solid lap too.
Shelly's my teammate in another league, and Shelly does out qualify me sometimes. He does. It's more about putting the race together for Shelly. We'll see if you can do that here.
Well, he'll fit right in with AM2.
Yeah, that is actually perfect. For AM2 is I'm not gonna say anything. Gonna go on board with Porridge Power as he is going through the final complex here. That is Sagres, that he just exit turn 13 into turn 15. No, actually, turn 14 into 15. Turn 15 is called Galp.
Yeah, careful pronouncing these names. You'll probably end up insulting somebody.
My Portuguese is great, as you all remember from 2 weeks ago in Brazil. My Portuguesa.
That was
3 weeks ago. Yeah, whatever. Time flies when you're having fun. Do you know what Turn 11's called?
Turn 11?
Which Mitch is coming up on right now. The cleverly named Portimao.
Wow. Wonder who would have thought of that one.
Yeah. I'll tell you who didn't. And what really explains this interesting design of this circuit is Herman Tilke didn't make it.
No.
It was actually designed by a Portuguese guy named Ricardo Pina. And apparently he designs tracks all over Portugal. Mitch! Whoa, Buffalo Mitch up into P4. He is doing a great job on his re-debut in the league. One podium. Actually, he had a pretty bad race last week in Austria, but we won't talk about that. We'll focus on the re-debut podium. Definitely in with a shot again today with that kind of pace.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of like the out-and-out favorite in Mitch, it looks to be very, very close between the top like 12 drivers.
Indeed, it does. These guys are going on their last laps now. Dan is coming up on a willy, a wild willy, and let us be the last to wish Frank Williams a nice. Jeez, I don't know how to word it after that. A nice,
a nice
nap.
eternal slumber.
Yeah. I really messed that one up. X427. Speaking of eternal slumbers, this corner that X427 just went through before Portimao is named Craig Jones. That is named after a British superbike rider who died at Brands Hatch. The owner of the circuit was actually his team owner before he got his
so that would explain the
yeah. Dan up into P11.
Well, I think that's about
P10?
exactly what... Oh, DK!
DK has jumped. Oh, I totally missed DK's lap. Sorry, DK. Yeah, that's a 1:16.8.
What a lap. Just barely put Mitch Burns for
Game Boy up into P8.
Shelly!
Oh, Shelly! What in tarnation? Shelly in the Alpha. I thought he was going to be in the Ferrari tonight, but it was Dan. Shelly in the Alpha, though, going P1. 1:16.811. Let's see if RJP has anything to say for that. I don't think he does. He has just started his lap. We'll circle back to him in time. ZX is on a lap. Arkaka as well. ZX is entering the final sector here pretty soon.
I'm not sure if Dan's going for another lap here or not. I know he wanted to qualify outside the top 10 because he believes the medium to soft is the way to go. So I think he's happy where he is outside the top 10.
Ooh, RJP's invalidated as ZX has gone P5. Electric Blade retired early. He is all the way down there in P6. Looks like we're just about settled. Dan's going to pull into the pits. Yep, that'll do that.
Wow.
Interesting stuff, Shelly, in the comments. Also putting in the smoke out of the nose emoji. Looking like LeBron James after he just hit a 3-pound in his chest. Breathing very heavily. Well done to Shelly. That is a complete surprise. Should have put him on the cost bets board. We'll see how the race goes for him, though.
Do we move the line for the field after that lap?
We might have to cut the field down to about 1,800. Shelly's single-handedly doing it by himself. IRL Shane, my co-commentator IRL Shane, is in the comments. Nice to see you. RJP not super thrilled with Gru. Says that Gru blocked his final lap. His final hot lap. Either way, he will be starting on the second row. So it's all to play for the Rain City Jack Star Striker, or JP. Yeah, so that'll do it. You want to talk about strategy real quick? Because I think it's pretty interesting around here. Obviously, a lot of guys haven't turned a ton of laps. But I feel like there's one optimal way and then another two suboptimal ways of going about it.
Optimal, the best strategy around here is a one-stop, either going soft to medium or medium to soft. If you can't control the tire wear, which is pretty difficult to do, in all honesty, you can two-stop. But you're going to need some extreme pace if you want to make that work, or a very conservative soft to hard and coast around while you try to heat those bricks of tires up. I am not a fan of either of those secondary options, so if you can't get a soft to medium to work, you might be SOL.
Is that short for Smart Online?
No, it's not.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think the soft medium is the way to go, but some of these drivers, not going to say any names.
Medium to soft now. I do. I think anybody outside the top 10 starting on the mediums has the opportunity to really set themselves up for a strong finish to the race. Being on the lighter fuel load with the softer tires is always a nice thing to do if you can get through the start without tearing your car up.
Yeah. And, I mean, don't forget... I already forgot what I was going to say.
Yep.
I had to remember the pin for my laptop.
You remembered to remind yourself. Not
I had to remember what the pin was for my... just went straight out of my head. I can't multitask whatsoever. I did notice that Jay Famzy had the Vietnamese flag. Rocking the Vietnamese flag.
He is. I'd assume he lives in Australia. Maybe is from Australia with a Vietnamese descent. So shout out to Asian people everywhere.
Yeah, shout out to all the Asians.
Stop Asian hate.
Yeah.
Do that.
Seriously,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Stop being racist towards Asian. Cut it out.
Stop being racist, period.
Yeah. Stop being racist to all races. Stop being sexist, too. Stop being homophobic.
Yeah. It's 2021.
Yeah, get on board. Jeez.
Get on board or we'll leave you behind. There you go. Life
that's
lessons,
me. That's me.
this week.
That's me patting myself on the back. I think we just stopped all racism.
I think we did too. Let's do a virtual high five. High five.
Cool.
I caught that. That was solid.
Nice. All right. You got any predictions, or you wanna wait until perhaps?
Oh, man, yeah. I don't.
Perhaps the end of the formation lap to gather your thoughts.
I think I'm gonna go with a quick prediction. I got 20 seconds. I think Dan, assuming he's doing a medium to soft, probably a good selection for a podium. Mitch Burns, obviously the favorite going into this. I'd say he's my favorite to win it. But I think DK will hold on and get P2.
All right. No
Mitch
love.
Burns, DK, Dan.
No love for the reserve pole sitter, Shelly the Turtle. Everyone's favorite 17-year-old Pittsburghian.
Is that what they're called? People from Pittsburgh?
I don't think so.
Pittsburghs.
Pittsburghers. Yeah, actually, I actually have no idea. That said, let's get this formation lap underway.
It is a quick one.
It is a quick one. Speaking of quick ones, Shelly the Turtle on pole, reserving his second only start, or might be his third start in Contest of Speed, but nonetheless, only just absolutely blowing the field away in P1. DK in P2, he won last week in the rerun at Austria. Mitch Burns, the championship leader, overwhelmingly now We'll have a little bit of work to do tonight. Starting in P3, he's next to RJP, still looking for that breakthrough result on his season. ZX, after a week off last week, he is in P5. Electric Blade, P6, he won 2 weeks ago in China. Buffalo Mitch 791, his Haas teammate in P7. It's his third race back, which included a re-debut podium in China. Arkaka with a solid P8. Elite Game Boy coming off a podium last week in P9. Motor in P10. He's done at least 10 laps of practice for the first time all season. Look out for him. Kano has done probably 60 laps of practice, and there he is in P11. Starting on those mediums, Dan in P12, also on the mediums. Gordito and Gru, both Willies, rest in peace Frank, are starting on the hards. Bit of a head scratcher there. Jay Famsey on the mediums. Porridge Power on the mediums. Racing Fan on the mediums. He is a fan of racing, don't forget. Villeneuve on the mediums. VTech and Clay didn't even post a time. They are also starting on the mediums. I'm kind of surprised no one deeper down starts on the softs, considering the longevity you can get.
And VTech to be on softs and try to make their way through the field, but I guess they think the medium to soft is the way to go. So a very divided field in terms of tire selection.
Alright, that'll do it for me. Let's see if we get the lights. Here we go. Ready to go racing from Portimao. Shelly the Turtle will lead the pack off the line. Looks like a good start for him. In relative to those behind, Mitch is right up his jock, though. Look at these guys fan out as we get deeper into the field. Shelly gets a good getaway. DK and Mitch have to go through side by side. Is it both Ferraris in trouble back here? Look at these guys. They're 4 wide between turns 3 and 4. Not ideal, especially given the traction that you get out of there. Still going side by side up here. It is that. Ooh, that is a Haas.
Oh my goodness.
Some super duper tight stuff going on over here. Looks like Clay Funk still hanging out at the back. Big winner though, Shelly the Turtle. P1 by over a second. DK finally got Mitch, but they went side by side for most of that, if not the entire first sector. Giving Shelly a big old cushion. DK still hanging on to some championship hopes, as we heard in the podium interview last week. Looking pretty strong again this evening.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely wild stuff up and down the grid. VTech, unfortunately, was the only person to end up backwards out of the first couple corners, but he is pointing in the right direction, and the only person with any bit of damage is Mitch 719, 791, sorry, with a minor, absolutely minor.
Side by side again through turn 1 goes DK and Mitch, the 2 top championship contenders in this race. DK currently in P3, but he does hold him off. Mitch, very squeaky moment there in turn 1. Almost lost it. But look at the field bunching up behind these guys. Shelly the Turtle, on the other hand, is almost up at a second and a half so far. ZX in P5.
His best Sebastian Vettel in the early teens impression. Shelly the Turtle. Break DRS and forget about the rest. As we lost Villeneuve.
No, Villeneuve.
The undulating part of the track. Very easy to do.
Yeah, and meanwhile, would you look at this? All the way from second, or after DK in second, Mitch, all the way down to Porch Power in 17th are within about a second. Actually 14th. Gordito has just broken that from Jay Famsey.
Yeah, absolutely wild stuff. Let's see. Any big movers? I guess Dan, his motor loses it. Is that out of the last corner? Yes, it is.
Wow.
Probably got on the button. Oh, and Racing Fan joins him, also spinning out the last corner. both those guys will probably be wise to pit and
Oh,
put on
Racing
new
Fan's
tires.
not, because he's on the mediums. I'm not sure how you lose it through there unless you're just running extremely low downforce.
It's easier than you think, especially if you get on that button. Very easy to lose the rear out of there. But Dan and Clayfunk, up 4 and 3 spots. Other than that, everyone else either staying put or moving up and down. Very not a lot of movement through the grid. Off the start. Oh, Arcaka's around.
Oh no!
Out of 8.
Arcaka out of turn 8. That is Samsung. Shout out to the sponsor, Samsung Corner. Arcaka has lost it. He was doing a good job hanging on to the back of this battle pack here. Uh-oh.
Oh, he might get beached there. He is. You can reset. You know, I'm not gonna watch that.
Oh, he is stuck.
Yeah, I mean, he is beached.
Yeah, Arcaka reset to track.
Come on, dude. You got it.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Oh,
there he goes.
Okay,
Okay, I think he
reset.
heard us.
Okay, good. Oh, while we were watching that, Mitch got past DK.
No. That was some exciting stuff. That is a true underdog story. I'm going to just pretend that Arcaka made it by himself.
No, he's funny.
No. We're just going to write that part out of this entire story. Mitch Burns has gotten a move done on DK, as you said. But DK already, he was the second with a 3-second time penalty. Very early on. Time penalties will come back to bite you around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that'll come back to bite you is burning a lot of VRS to make an overtake, because you do not gain hardly anything back. As I think Mitch Burns will find out, is he burns a lot of VRS to get past DK, already down pushing the 30s. Oh, as we got contact in the back between Clayfunk and JFam. See.
Uh-oh.
Also through turn 8, that could have just been a loss of a rear end and an unfortunate casualty.
I hope so.
That's not what those guys want to see.
Ooh, Mitch Burns goes super duper duper wide through turn 14. This is going to give DK a huge run, I believe.
Whoa, RJP's lost it out of the last corner as well,
What
in
is
the
going
exact
on?
same spot Motor did.
What is going on? Again, yeah, that is just side by side here for P2. Let's wait until these guys settle it. Mitch does hang on to the position. But yeah, that is, again, another race for RJP to look good, but just wound up...
I think Kano's around. Yeah, I think Kano lost it through turn 1. Must have got up on that curb. Big yellow curbs are not your friend around here. They will unsettle the car.
Yo, preach! They're not. No cappuccino.
Yeah, no cappuccino. There you go.
Game
Got another
Boy.
time penalty on the board. Buffalo Mitch and Elite Game Boy joined VTech and DK with 3-second time penalties.
In the naughty
5
bin.
laps into the race.
You guys are in the naughty bin right now with the penalties, but there's so many places. The track just in general is very inviting. Very flat curbs. It is technically, I guess, a motorcycle circuit for the most part. So you see those flat curbs, and these guys will be running all over them. Gordito is in the danger zone right now to Elite Game Boy for P8. Looks like his teammate also in the wheelie is going to be making a move. Oh, is that Mitch gets got by Dan?
Dan just got made a move on Mitch. Very aggressive move around the outside. Sent it with confidence, though. Dan did. He's marching his way to the front on those mediums.
Say it with your chest, Dan.
We got a tight battle up here for a second. DK, I think, is just trying to ride his way back up to the front following Mitch Burns, but he has now got his teammate and Electric Blade right on his gearbox.
I think ZX actually made a mistake in that extremely tricky traction zone of Samsung. Lost a bit of time there. Now Electric Blade's probably going to be looking for a move pretty soon. But beautiful camera shot here from the folks at Codemasters and EA Sports. So you go all the way around 13 and 14. heading onto the main straightaway around 15. Galp. Got a DRS train. These guys are wiggling back and forth. Mitch is leading the orchestra here. Looks like he's going to be able to hold off right now a little bit faster in a straight line just in general than DK, which is a bit of a surprise given the way DK typically has his car set up. What's the ERS situation like in the top 5?
Well, and that's what I was about to say. DK has not burned hardly any ERS. The track has just progressively stolen it out of the battery of that Aston Martin. But it's about 10% separating DK and Mitch Burns' ERS levels. But his teammate, DK's teammate, ZX, is on fumes. Or, what would the fumes analogy be for a battery?
Sparks?
Maybe. I don't know. He is running low on battery, is ZX. While his good friend behind him, Electric Blade, almost near 50%. So if he gets any sort of run on ZX, I think he can make a move stick. I think Clay Funk has lost it again through turn 8. Very tricky corner that.
No.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he just spun through turn 8 a couple laps ago and collected our debutante, J-Fan.
Look at, just taking a look back there at Dan, X427 on the screen, if you're wondering who we're referring to. It's not Lieutenant Dan, it is X427. He is absolutely just running his own race right now. 5 seconds clear in either direction on those medium tires. And those softs are going to be pretty quick at the end of this race if we stay safety car free. So you might be spot on with that podium prediction.
Yeah, I hope so. But it's kind of interesting. We have a battle pack of about 5 cars now. They have all caught up to Shelly the Turtle, following their leader, Mitch Burns, to the back of the Alfa Romeos. Now the top 5 are all within DRS range of each other. Then there's Dan, 5 seconds back.
Yeah, these guys aren't really doing anything stupid. They're all just kind of falling in line. They've seen RJP and Arcock both drop out of it. But these 4 are kind of just playing follow the leader, trying to stay in a straight line to get back to Shelly, and it's honestly worked. It's gone from about a second and a half down to a second. We'll see if they get DRS down this main straight.
Ooh, I don't think
they do not. It's very close.
Did, but DK
very
does.
Close. Yeah, DK is going to get a move around the outside. He's going to back out early. Whoa. Let's see if his teammate forces the issue behind him. It's ZX. Into turn 3. Yeah, they're not going to push it.
Right now.
Yeah, this is way too rational for AM2 at the moment.
But what that does is every time they get checked up like that, that allows Dan on the mediums to close that gap ever so slightly. So now he's still 5 seconds back, but instead of losing time to these guys on the softs, he is just maintaining that gap. But now he has a gap of 5 seconds behind him to Gordito on the hards.
Gordito keeps getting around Elite Game Boy, which is great. This Game Boy got damaged by chance on those softs. Gordito shouldn't be able to keep up with them on those mediums.
No,
those
but
hards.
Game Boy tires are significantly worse than just about anyone else on the softs.
Interesting.
His tires are pushing 50% on the fronts.
Wow,
about 30% in the rear.
It's early. It's early for that. Mitch Burns trailing about a second and a half again to Shelly the Turtle, who is doing a really good job out front in a position he's probably not super accustomed to being in. Leading these guys, just letting them try to catch him. It's DK again looks around the outside.
Here, you got to try to go for a move, I think. Try to use Mitch Burns as a slingshot to go try to catch that Alfa Romeo. But I guess he's going for it now.
Yeah, he got a great exit on turn 4, but he's going to back out again. Doesn't want to do anything too aggressive, but man, he looks like he has huge runs.
Yeah, he does. He's not committing to the move. I guess he is willing to just sit here and save his tires. But But I think he can run down that Alfa Romeo if he slingshots past the Alpine going down the front stretch.
We've seen this 2 laps in a row. DK has run wide through Portimao, which kind of negates his ability to stay close going into the final complex of corners. There's a little wide. We have a yellow. Is that VTEC? VTEC has... Where's this at? Oh, no, VTEC. Oh, God. Oh, boy. There's a car coming. Whoa. JFamzine Racing fan probably need new pairs of underwear after that. VTEC at the top of the hill. Oh, yeah.
Oh, up front. DK has got the move. They're battling. Down into 3.
Mitch goes super deep. You're gonna go side by side. Up turn 4, so difficult, so easy to lose traction. Let's see if. Oh, I thought ZX might have a look on Mitch Burns. A little Aston Martin 1-2. But anyways,
what a move from DK though. Around the outside of turn 4.
Yeah, takes a lot of confidence in your right foot and your rear wing in order to make sure you pull that off. ZX now hunting down Mitch Burns in P3. VTEC lost it at the top of one of the hills.
Oh, Motors actually DNF out of the last corner. Did not retire in the pits.
Ooh, 3 seconds for Shelley. That might be big come later on in this race.
Yeah, so apparently my timing screens were messed up. VTEC is in the pits, but he is like in the middle of the last corner for me.
Oh.
And it keeps messing up the timings. As long as it's not like that on the street.
No, we're good on this one. Shelley Turtle into the pits, fresh off of that 3-second time penalty. See where he cycles out early a little bit. I think that 13 or 14 is the best if you're targeting a soft medium. We'll see what he goes. These mediums should be able to stick around for the distance. Yep, looks like medium tires for the race leader. See where he comes out in relative to everyone else. Guru's going to get by. Let's see if Porge is going to get him. Porge is going to get him. And I think, is that his teammate Kano is going to get him? I wonder if Kano will let him by here once he catches up in short order. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't even notice.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that is a little early, but mediums are a really good tire, so I don't think 2 extra laps on them will really hurt them too bad. In terms of tire wear, though, at the front it is about the same across the board, 50% for everybody, the top 4 on the softs. So those tires won't be feeling great, but definitely can make it another couple laps if these guys want to make their mediums a little bit easier on themselves.
I mean, that undercut might end up playing in his favor.
DK's boxing.
Honest. That's DK
Mitch
reacts. Mitch reacts. That looked a little hot for Mitch. Didn't see a penalty pop up though. Electric also in. All top 4 have pit except for ZX.
Yep. Who had to stay out because his teammate boxed. Would have double stacked. Now it just depends on how much traffic these guys get stuck in after they make their pit stops, because Dan, as we know, is in clean air running his own race on the reverse strategy, and he will be a factor later on.
Yeah, especially if there's a safety car or something in about 5 or 6 lap time. Charlie the Turtle has gotten by his teammate Kano. He's up in a P7 with all of this going on, and now Kano has the opportunity to play rear gunner. Mitch actually beat DK out of the pits, but these 3 are all super tight together again. It's going to be interesting to see if Kano does the team game here. I'm kind of fascinated to see what goes on in a couple of seconds once they catch the back of him.
Hopefully not too much, because I would like to see this top 3 run down Shelley, so we can get a nice 5-way battle going on once ZX dives into the pits, which isn't this lap. He's going long, which honestly I think is probably his best option. There's no point in boxing immediately after everyone. Might as well stretch this stint out and go on to the mediums later. Yeah,
if you're still putting up good times on those on those softs. There's no reason to pit as Shelly pumps in fastest lap of the race. Looks like Mitch, DK going at it once again. Mitch does not have DRS. Stop me if you've seen this scene before. Once or twice. So far, Electric Blaze just content back there, waiting for the fireworks to go down. These guys are now just about within DRS of Kano, who picks up another 3-second time penalty. Going through the field here. He's actually the first to 6, so congrats to Kano, his first victory of the season. Mitch is now within DRS range. Racing Fan and Jay Famsey going side by side. Teammates.
I'm not sure what was going on there.
Like a game of chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Racing Fan was just letting Jay Fam by. Not entirely sure what was going on.
Maybe Racing Fan's been spending too much time playing NASCAR. Not enough time practicing Portugal. As ZX has finally come into the pits. That'll cycle X427, Dan, into the lead. From P12 on the grid on those mediums. Gordito and Gru right behind in the Willies. Looking to do Frank proud tonight. Maybe score some points. Porridge into P5, but Shelly the Turtle, he has leapfrogged a lot of these guys. Not sure what that gap is, but he's got a pretty decent gap at the moment. Kano's holding off Mitch.
Yep. Yeah, rear gunner right now.
And he's got DRS as well. Let's see if Mitch sends one. No, he's going to be stuck back here for yet another lap. Unless Kano makes a mistake somewhere in the slower, more technical areas of the circuit, which is possible given the tire disadvantage he's at.
Well, yeah, same thing for the McLaren in front of these two. But as long as Kano stays within DRS of the McLaren, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Mitch to get a move done on Kano without putting himself at risk of an incident, because he's probably going to have to make it 3 wide, because passing another car with DRS is very difficult. That or burn all of his DRS, which he has no chance of getting back by the end of this race.
Oh,
DK's up his inside!
Yeah, we've seen Mitch take a pretty wide line through there a couple of times so far. Now they're going to go side by side around this corner that's killed a lot of people so far tonight. Going to be drag racing. Both have DRS. Let's see who has the less downforce. Oh, look at Electric Blade's got a huge run. He could probably make that 3 wide if he really wanted to, but he does not. Mitch reassumes P7 on track.
J-Fam in the pits. I guess that's Racing Fan that's around the penultimate corner.
Villeneuve back there, letting everybody by. Kano fakes a move on Porridge Power, which completely seals off the inside of that corner. His Racing Fan gets a speeding in the pit lane. Still 19 runners out of the 20 that started. You're halfway through this Portuguese corner pricks.
And those old tires can absolutely not make it through this middle sector. These guys are losing heaps of time to Shelly. They are now 5 seconds behind Shelly. Oh, Kano right into the back.
Kano just completely... Well, he ended that one. Just got way too deep on the brakes into turn 13. Punted Shelly, or Porridge. But I guess he did do his job for long enough.
Yeah,
he is
5 seconds worth of time.
5 seconds is the gap for Shelly, who undercut these guys. This is... ZX has regained the back of this train. Let's see if they can all draft each other up to Shelly now. Nothing in between them except for 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. Oh, actually now Gru is.
ZX is going for a move on Electric down into the hairpin of 5. Yeah, ZX burnt a lot of his ERS there to get somewhat of a look at Electric. I don't think he's content with sitting there in I guess 8. My timing is still
he's
straight
8.
up, but fourth in this little train, but I feel like that's probably his best option. Just sit
Shelley,
back, relax, drive along.
Shelley's gotten away from Gru here as we start to work lap 18. Dan is still out. He is in the lead. Gordito's in P2. Those two have not pit yet. Shelley is the presumptive leader of this race, followed by Mitch, DK, Electric, and ZX, all in this little train here. ZX just about lost DRS there. I'm not sure if he had a bit of a loopsie in the third sector, no?
Very easy to do.
Does happen. But nonetheless, he's close enough. Not a big deal. Mitch has kept it clean so far, as has Electric and ZX. So that is another thing that's going to be playing on Shelley's mind. It's a 5-second gap on track, but in reality it's only about 2 seconds.
Yeah, and we check our handy dandy telemetry system here.
Sponsored by TAS.
So Dan and Gordito are both on 2 warnings. Let's see, we got 3 seconds for Shelley, 3 warnings as well. Yeah, so Mitch Burns has the Golden a Wizard award at the moment. No warnings, no penalties, no nothing. ZX and Electric Blade are both on 1 warning apiece. So if these guys keep it clean for the rest of this race, they are doing themselves a favor because they are not even racing DK at this point, because he has picked up that penalty. Same thing with Shelley.
Indeed, ZX dumps in fastest lap of the race. It's a 19.374 from, I'm guessing, the best South Carolinian F1 driver in contest of speed. You go, ZX. Go Cox. Am I right?
Yeah, I do love me some Cox.
Yep. Talk about Shane Beamer and the South Carolina Gamecocks, by the way. Don't get any gross thoughts.
Be mature.
Yeah, seriously. Kind of still behind Porridge Power. That's the closest battle on track outside of that top 5. Actually, it's not. It's Clay Funk getting around Jay Famsey, who, for the most part, has kept it clean. Curse of the commentator. Another 3-second time penalty for Jay Famsey. Yo, what's up, R-Bar? R-Bar's in the chat.
Pog.
Say what's up to our favorite Pog, R-Bar.
Yeah, and we're talking about PAWG R-Bar.
Yeah, he is a post-transition R-Bar is smoking.
Oh, there's a Mercedes around. I think it's the fan of racing.
Man, it's the fan of racing. He is probably having second thoughts about how much he really is a fan of racing. He's been having all kinds of issues. Today, DK goes wide into turn 2. That is Lagos. Or turn 3, excuse me, of Lagos. Electric Blade almost was able to get a move done, but CX, once again, this is basically the same exact thing as was happening earlier in the first stands of this race, whenever DK was just all over the back of Mitch, but just could not quite get by. We're at the highest point. Oh, no, Gru! No, Gru!
And the fan of racing.
Gru's coming off of his best result of the season last week in Austria, P6. Unfortunate for Mr. Gru.
I'm not sure if that gap's coming down quite as fast as Mitch Burns would like. They are making about half a second inroads here on Shelley a lap, but now Shelley has DRS off of the pitting Williams of Gordito.
I'm also starting to wonder, lap 21 here, Dan's starting to, he's going pretty long on these mediums. He should probably pit for those softs. I would have said about 2 laps ago, but sooner rather than later. Those softs do last for a while, especially with a lighter tank of fuel.
No doubt. Kano dives into the pits. He was also doing the reverse strategy.
Did well, to be honest. Aside from the time he killed, or almost killed Porridge Power, but he did have that early spin. He was able to hold on to those mediums for like 20 laps.
Yeah, I'm interested to see when Dan will come into the pits, because if he does come out the pits now, let's see if I can check my leader interval. Yeah, I think he'll come out around the P7, P8 range for Brew and Porridge. But these guys are also going to be pitting for Sauce to take those to the end of the race. So I think Dan's going to be in clean air on fresh tires.
Here he is.
Yep.
Here he is, everyone's favorite Norwegian. It's Dan. He has a Norwegian flag for some reason. Ooh.
Shout out to Norway.
Yeah, shout out to Norway. They don't get enough love. Shout out to Oslo, one of my favorite Winter Olympics of the modern era. I believe that was 1992. 94. 90. No idea, to be completely honest. Actually, I think it might have been Lillehammer. Anyways,
so
ZX.
Dan did come out in a clean air.
Yeah. 10 seconds off ZX.
16 seconds to the lead, so it's a tall order for Dan to be able to catch up to Shelley if he wants to go out here and win this thing. But I do think a podium is on the cards, especially if these guys start to battle towards the end, because
you would expect that to start happening.
Wears thin when there are less than 10 laps to go.
Although ZX is falling off the back, out of DRS zone at the moment. Off the back electric in P4. But so far so good for our race leader, one Shelley the Turtle. Reserving tonight. Absolutely doing a cleanup job aside from that 3-second time penalty, which currently does not matter. Pole and he's led just about every lap of this race. Kind of with another 3-second time penalty, Mitch Burns. 4.5 seconds. DK trails him. Electric Blade looking for a move. I'll tell you what, Electric's probably getting sick of looking at the back of these two. He's been doing it for 23 laps.
Oh man, I think that's the Phantom. Oh no, it's Jay Famsey this time.
He
has
Mercedes
also lost in turn 8. Man, a number of casualties at that corner.
Yes, our bar Shelley was pole. Shelley had a surprise pole ahead
16-8 for I think the top 3 qualifying. So very
pretty tight,
very close to the top, but Shelley was the one to edge it.
Super duper tight. Kano on the softs has put in the fastest lap of the race. Won't matter at the moment unless he can get in the top 10. He's currently in P12.
No, Racing Fan says otherwise.
Oh! Looks like the guys outside the top 10 are just going to have a fastest lap battle. I believe Dan might actually be in the best position to get that extra point, given all the clean air he's got.
Well, see, I don't think he's going to burn all his ERS to get that fastest lap. Racing Fan, I think, will burn 80% of his ERS.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anything to lose at the moment, does he?
Nope.
Back up front to these P2 through P5. This is where all the action's happening.
The Quarreling Quartet.
The Quarreling Quartet. The Quebecois of Mich Burns. 72 in P2. DK Nortec hoping and praying that Josh Heupel doesn't take the Oklahoma Sooners job in P3. Electric Blade in P4. Both of these are the last 3 winners of this AM2 season, all next to each other. And ZX, who's been quick on his reemergence back into league racing here in COS the past few weeks in P5, hanging on to the back of this pack. And I'll tell you what, I don't think Dan's catching these guys fast enough.
Yep, definitely not. But I think he'd be happy with P6, considering he started well outside the top 10. Not well outside. The 12.
Yeah.
But it has had absolutely no issues.
That's VTech around.
Yep, VTech. I have mysterious yellow flags, so that's... Man, this is the weirdest thing. I have no idea where VTech is at anywhere.
No, whenever he went off...
Again, out of turn...
The guys in the back are just...
It's tough out here.
It's crazy. They're about to get lapped.
I think a couple of them have. Jay Famsey is the last guy on the lead lap. But 16th one back.
Hold on. There is a Mercedes is somewhere up here.
It's Racing Fan. And
He's just in the ditch.
He's just off-roading to get out of everybody's way.
You know, I talked to him before the race, and he's a big fan of Travis Pastrana.
I'm not sure if this is the race I'd want to be going on X Games mode, though.
Do a flip. Do a flip. This gap right now between the leaders, Shelly with the 3-second time penalty, and Mitch Burns is hovering right around 4 seconds. Mitch is going to have to dig deep, I think, here in the last 8 laps in order to get this going. He's already burnt through most of ZRS, trying to hold off DK, which is finally starting to work. Electric Blade might make a lunge here, but these guys are all so evenly paced down a straightaway. They just cannot get away from each other.
With DRS. So even if Electric and ZX are faster than these two guys in front of them, there's just nothing they can do if DK has DRS on Mitch runs in front of him. Incredibly difficult to pass without burning all of your ERS, and then once you burn all your ERS, you're out of luck. Or Kaka damage.
Yeah, you are super offline at that point. SOL. Once you burn through all that. ZX still holding on. I think ZX is going to be content with the P5.
I think Shelly made a mistake. That or he's running out of gas. He does. Uh-oh. I see the little yellow fuel light.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, and I do not have telemetry.
On Shelly.
Shelly.
Oh, Shelly might not. Oh, no.
Hopefully it's at 3.5 seconds now. 3.7. They climbed up a little bit. So I'm not sure if Shelly made a mistake or if he's trying to save fuel, but
I personally don't even know if what the fuel situation is going to be tomorrow for our race. I'm not sure if these guys knew what it was going to be for this. It could burn fuel, could not. Who knows? It seems like a toss-up, completely random on this game, without the ability to change your fuel mixes. I would really hate to see that for Shelly, though. He's done such a good job today. If that came down to a fuel mileage race, and then Mitch Burns would have to play the role of Dale Jr. at Michigan.
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to think about what it could be. It could be his tires, but that gap is falling rapidly. I'm not sure if Shelly is just... Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain the amount of time he's losing right now because his paces look so strong over the course of this race, and just within the last 2 laps, his lead he's lost a second to Mitch Burns behind him, who is just a little engine that could right now, tagging along, taking a little bit out here and there, but he's doing all the hard work by keeping DK, Electric, and ZX behind him.
That looks like Mitch is actually getting really close to getting within that 3-second window, 3.1 it's gone up to. Shelly does tend to gain a considerable amount of time through that first sector each lap. Seems like Mitch makes most of his gains in 2 and 3. Yeah, in the gym.
Zeke is...
Yeah. After he eats creatine pancakes for breakfast every single morning is Mitch's go-to meal.
Well, Shelly finally started getting it together. He gained about 4/10 on Mitch.
T's and P's. You know, T's and P's to Motor, who, you know, he's been having bad luck since he switched from his 50-inch bedroom TV to the 80. How big is it? No, the 85-inch.
I mean, it's a movie theater.
the 85-inch TV in his parents' movie theater in the basement. That is, man, gotta really feel for him.
What a shame. It's just so hard to race in an environment like that.
Mm-hmm.
You could hardly ask anyone to do what he's doing for contest speed, but we thank him.
Yeah.
For doing his 2 laps of practice.
And it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. If I had some advice for him, it'd probably be to take that 50-inch TV from his room and put it in his elevator that goes down to the basement, and then just plug it in down there and then play on it. Yeah, like that. That might be a really good way to circumvent his issues.
Oh wait, no, it's JFam again. Turn 8.
Oof. You know what? I'm not going to criticize JFam for getting back into it. He's shown adequate pace.
Oh, he lost through at turn 12 as well. Not out the race, but lost it. Probably through one, probably got on that inside yellow curb. That is not your friend. Just spun around in turn 2. I think that may have knocked him out the points. He was battling with Forge Power for that last points position. I think with all the penalties Kano has, Forge, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, should be able to hold on to that point.
Yep. Got not a whole lot of people without a penalty so far.
But someone who is Mitch Burns. And, P2 is now within that 3-second window to Shelley. Just barely though. So
yep, any super duper close.
Yeah, it's right on the numbers there.
Shelley's got that fuel light still. I wonder, as does Elite Game Boy.
Elites must have just
turned to run
on.
Through. Trying to run through the grid here. Looks like Shelley.
Elite is right.
Oh, Shelley's got the little red thing next to the gas pump as well. What does that mean?
Just made a move on Elite Game Boy for P8 on track. Not sure what that would be penalty-wise. Yep, that was for position. They both have 3 seconds. The Buffalo Mitch up to P8.
Yep. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Shelley, go to Shelley's thing. He's got the little red. Oh no, it just went away. He had a little red wrench and screwdriver thing next to the.
I think that's telling him to pit, or that he can't pit. So no.
I don't know what these things mean.
Yeah, Kano, I think box for move status. Yep, he did.
See, I don't know what these things mean.
And
Not sure
picks up
what.
Another time penalty.
What did he do? Did he cut the corner coming out of the pits?
No, he cut turn 5. He just went straight across.
Lawnmower. Bad boy mower. 500. You see that hotel right there? In turn 5. Upon doing research of this circuit, it's actually a 5-star hotel.
Is it?
It was designed by the same. It was designed by the same people, and it looks awfully familiar to the hotel at Bahrain in turn 1.
Bahrain also, in fact, all the lights brought to you by Musco.
Shout out to Musco. Yeah. Shout out to Musco Lights. Also shout out to Fanatec, NordVPN, and DigitalMotorsports.com. That's digital-motorsports.com. Our sponsors here at Contest of Speed. Along with, I believe, was it Streamlabs? I think they handle the shipping. But yeah,
a lot of lovely people. They do a lot of lovely things.
They do a lot of stuff for us. Not sure why VTEC's getting in on the weaving. He's trying to break these guys' drafts. I think he's trying to. He's friends with Shelley. He might be trying to help Shelley out, but he's gonna get blue flagged, I think.
Well, he's kind of doing his job. Mitch is falling out of that 3-second window.
Simlabs.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 laps left to go in this race, and Mitch is right on that 3-second window.
Yeah, VTEC is well. Mitch is inside of VTEC right now, which is probably not super ideal finally clears him. Not sure if that really cost him any time. 3.1 seconds.
I know how annoying
is the
it is
gap.
to drive through a car. Not a fan.
Just drive faster.
Yeah, but if you come out on fresh sauce or something, you know, of course you're gonna be faster. 2/10, coming on to the last lap.
Yep, final lap for Shelly the Turtle. Can he defy the odds here? And pull this one out. 2.9 is the going.
Gas?
Who knows? Shelly is the one driver that we do not have the information on from TAS since he is a reserve. And I believe Swarner's very words were, probably won't matter. But Shelly's been proving everybody wrong here this evening.
That was your words.
Into turn 5. I mean, yeah, okay, might have been. Either way. Mitch in.
Oh, Shelly's out.
Shelly's out of fuel. Shelly's run out of fuel. Boy, Shelly's run out of fuel in the first sector. And this is not how this was supposed to end. Not how it's supposed to end for Shelly. But Mitch has resumed the lead.
Oh my goodness.
The last lap for Shelly is going to drop real far here. So far to go.
He might
Mitch
be able
Burns,
to hold on to P6. But
maybe. Oh, poor Shelly. Poor Shelly as Mitch is coming around turn 14. Sagres for the final time. Turn 15. That's Galp for the final time. Mitch Burns for the 5th time this season will collect a victory in AM2, stamping more authority on his championship lead at the moment. Electric Blade will come home P2. DK does a pretty good job with that penalty to finish in P3. ZX in P4. Dan P5. Shelly will cross the line in probably the saddest P6 that he'll ever have. Absolutely controlled this race from the start.
Well, for interviews, since I know Mitch Burns will never talk to me, I think I'll get the 2nd and 3rd place finishers. And I do want to talk to Shelly as well.
Yeah. Yeah, if he wants to talk.
Yeah, to be fair, I know I wouldn't, but
Gordito has a pretty strong result there in P7. Buffalo Mitch in P8. Elite Game Boy in P9. Porridge will round out the points scores in P10. Oof.
Man, what a... Out of all the ways to lose a race, that is probably the most unfortunate.
Absolutely heartbreaking from Shelly. There tonight, you get it all. You know, what was that Jimmy V quote? If you don't laugh, cry, or if you laugh, cry. That's the 3rd thing. Is it jerk off in a day?
I don't know.
Then you haven't. You know, like the SB speech. No, whatever.
Yeah, you know, you do you.
Whatever. I was trying to make a joke, but obviously you didn't understand.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Maybe you should get a little more culture in your life. But yeah, that we've seen a whole range of emotions here this evening.
Can't wait to talk to our emotional specialist, Electric Blade.
Yes, he knows. He's very emotional. Cool-headed. Run through the order one more time. Mitch, Electric, DK, ZX, X427, Dan reserving in P5, Shelly in P6, Gordito 7th, Mitch from Buffalo in 8th, Elite Game Boy in 9th, Porridge Power in 10th, RJP 11th, Gru in 12th, Clay 13th, Kano 14th, VTech 15th, Arkaka 16th, JFam on debut in P17, Villeneuve 18th, Racing Fan in 19th, and the only DNF, not really surprised, it is Motown Motor City in dead last. So 19 finishers, that is definitely a reason.
To strike a deal here, people. Mitch Burns, unfortunately, will not be joining us for this evening. However, regardless of where Mitch finishes, he is willing to talk to us next week at what track are we at, Kitten?
Probably should have wrote it down.
We're at. Hold on, give me a second. Bahrain.
Oh yeah,
Under the lights. I'll be excited for that one, but mark your calendars. We will be able to listen to the Quebecois Championship later. Unfortunately, we will not be able to speak to him tonight. Shelley, through all the sadness in the world, will come talk to us. So that'll be nice. We'll start with him, considering he unfortunately fell out of the podium due to fuel shortages. What a debut, I guess, Shelley. Re-debut. You managed to get pole, lead every lap but the last one. I guess, pit cycle. But, absolutely dominated this race strategy-wise, and then just ran out of gas on the last lap. Are you happy with it? Disappointed? Tell me how you feel.
Howdy, guys. I'm happy. I finished. I put up a good performance for everybody to watch. I listened to X427.
Life lessons learned. Don't listen to Dan.
Don't
for anything.
Yeah.
He did that just so he could finish ahead of you. I hope you know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But great re-debut though. Showing your true pace out there. Congratulations, I guess, on P6, but yeah, I'm excited to see what the rest of the season will have in store for you and us here in AM2. Thanks for coming to talk to us, though.
Oh, yeah. I'll be back next week. Don't worry.
Oh, awesome. Excited.
My 4 laps over. It'll be alright.
Yeah, just throw all the fuel in the car. We'll move on to our podium finishers. DK will finish third off of penalties. A penalty that he picked up after 5 laps in the race. Came back to bite you, DK. Happy with P3 though? Had a awesome battle, I guess, with you quarreling Quartet from second to fourth the entire race.
Track limits here are absolutely stupid. I don't understand how Mitch, after all those laps, didn't kill a penalty. Anyways, I digress. That was a pretty stressful race, honestly. just following the whole race, trying to hit your marks every time was just, I don't know, you really got to focus and concentrate. But, unfortunately lost out on P2, but thankful I got an awesome teammate who gave me the 3-second gap I needed to still finish on the podium. So every point matters because I won't be here next week. So
man, we won't be here for Bahrain under the lights. So trying to get points while you can.
Yes.
I think you have now taken P2 in the championship, so a terrible time to finally
terrible time
to step away, I guess. But
terrible time.
Yeah,
I'll be living it up on a cruise ship. So hey.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and brag. Why don't you? Well, I hope you will enjoy your cruise. And you can say it again about track limits here. They are terrible.
Yes.
So congratulations on P3. You will be missed. Thank you for your service, DK.
Oh, thank you. I appreciated it.
Thank you for your service, DK.
Yep.
Thank you. And congratulations on P3. Mr. Emotional himself, Electric Blade. I bet you're tired of seeing the back of an Aston Martin now. I bet you never want to see another green car in your life. Drove around in the middle of that train. Couldn't quite get a move done because the car in front of you had DRS. But you ended up with P2 there in the end, off penalties. Hard to keep it clean. Managed 2 warnings, but no penalties. So congratulations on P2. Tell me about your race.
That was pretty much it. Just riding around behind the 3 guys in front, and then 2 when I passed the X. So that was pretty much the whole race.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah, I mean, you had a decent qualifying, probably a little bit lower than what you were expecting. Cosbets had you as the third favorite, so I guess you did beat the odds and finish second. But yeah, I would have nothing else to add. It was a pretty boring race for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm usually better in the race than I am in qualifying, so that wasn't surprising.
I hear you. Well, congratulations on P2. We love your emotional interviews and how passionate you are about contest speed. Thank you for your service as well, Electric.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, you can catch us in AM1 tomorrow. We'll be racing same time, same place here on at @Cos_Formula1 on Twitch. Smeg will be doing the call. Me and Andy Wu will be doing the driving. Probably pretty poorly. But I guess EU2 tomorrow afternoon as well. That'll be 4 p.m. Eastern our time. And then EU1 will be Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern our time. As well, as we referred to a few minutes ago, we will be in beautiful Sakhir, Bahrain, the Kingdom of Bahrain. So get ready to leave your human rights at the door and have a good old time at what is one of my favorite circuits. I think that'll about do it for myself, Kitten Petter, Andy Wu, my co-commentator, the podium of Mitch Burns, Electric Blade, and DK, plus a special guest with a heavy heart. Lord, put your arms around him now. Shelly the Turtle, who got a spirit victory tonight. I am signing off one final time for this week. Everyone have a beautiful weekend. Goodbye.